Next, let's add a navigation bar item with action to shuffle the characters array. Let's declare the method using the objc keyword for the selector. Give it a name of shuffle tab. No need to pass any parameter. And in here we can just use the character shuffle. This will mutate the character array directly. You can just invoke shuffle to shuffle the characters array. Next, let's declare a private function to set up the navigation item. Give it a name of setup navigation item. You can just use navigation item, right bar button item. Initialize it with bar button item. And we are going to use this image one. We're going to use UI image and passing a SF symbol here with string of shuffle. Style we can just use plain. Target will be self and the selector will be shuffle tab. Okay, we just need to add this inside the feed load. Let's add it in the beginning. Setup navigation item. Okay, so let's build and run again and click on resume here. Okay, now we have the shuffle bar button item. Let's tap here. Nice, the characters array is being shuffled properly. Sadly, we still don't have animation when the items are being shuffled from source index path to destination index path. We will handle this next using the CollectionView perform batch updates and collection Diffing API. To perform data Diffing calculation, we need both the old characters array and the new characters array to calculate the Diffing. Let's declare a private method named updateCollectionView. And we will have two parameters, old items with type of array of character and new items, which is array of character as the type. Okay, we will invoke this here inside the did set. So let's replace this to invoke update collection view, passing the old value here, which we can retrieve, and the characters, okay, which is the new items. CollectionView provides an API to perform insertion, deletion, moving of items in a single transaction using perform batch updates. It accepts a void closure as a parameter and a completion closure. We will perform the updates in the closure. Let's just declare the CollectionView and invoke perform batch updates. For the updates closure, let's pass a closure as well as the completion. First, declare a constant named div. Then using the using the new items, we just invoke difference and passing the old items. Okay. This will return the collection difference type containing the change or remove and inserted items. The difference does not infer element moves. We can call inferring moves on the result, but for the simplicity of this video, I won't be using that. For now, when the item is moved, we just delete the item at the old index path and insert it at new index path. The API compare the difference of the items based on the hashable equitable protocol. As we can see, the character struct already conforms to hashable. It uses the name and category for the hash calculation. Hashable also conforms to equitable, but if we want to provide the equality function, we can also override it. This is useful if the properties in the struct can be mutated. Next, we can invoke for each on the diff constant. This will loop each of the change element. The element type itself is an enum with two cases, insert and remove. Both of them provide associated values for the index offset, associated index, and the item itself. We will only using the offset. So let's use a switch statement here for change. For the remove case, let's retrieve the offset. And we don't need the other two values. In this case, we can just invoke collection view, the let items at, we just pass an array containing a single index path, and for the item we pass the offset, and for the section we just pass 0 because we only have one single section. Okay, that's it for remove. For the insert case, same, we retrieve the offset and we don't need the other two. In this case, we can just invoke insert items, passing an array containing the single index path to insert here. And passing the offset as the item and section with 0. That's it for the update closure. Now let's move on to the completion closure. We also need to reload the header with the new data because the character count is updated. First, we need to get the index path for the visible supplementary element views, passing element kind section header as the kind. Let's get header. Let's declare header index paths and collection view index paths for visible supplementary elements of kind. We can pass UICollectionView element kind section here. Now we get all the header index path, the visible one. Now let's look here. Index path. To retrieve the header view, we can just use collection view supplementary view for element kind. In this case, the header at index path. And then we can just pass this as header view. And let's copy the setup here. Okay, after we did all the headers, let's also invoke collection view layout, and validate layout. This will make sure the position of the header view is correct in the screen. Let's try to build and run. Let's try to tap on the shuffle item. Nice. The animation and the calculation of diffing works. Let's try Star Wars. Look nice. Marvel, the Avengers. Wow, so smooth. With this, we finally implemented the single sections character view controller. Next, we are going to handle a collection view with multiple sections. Okay, so for the finally, let's create a view controller. Touch class, give it a name of multiple section, characters, view controller, uncheck the also create xib file, and then print it. Okay, so basically most of the implementation are the same with the single section. So let's open side by side and let's remove this. I'm going to copy most here. I'm going to copy most of the struct and methods. I'm going to copy most of the code in here. First, let's copy import CVUI to enable the live preview. And let's copy all of these also. The backing data store will be different. As now we have multiple sections and each section will have different array. Basically, we need a 2D-dimensional array to represent this. I've provided the stubs for this, which is the section stubs in the universe, and change these characters to section stubs. And let's use the FF7R section stubs. Okay. For now, let's just change this to collection view. We load data. And we also need to change several implementation here. Let's just remove this first. And here in the segment change, we need to change this to section stubs. Hit sender, selected universe, section stubs. And for the shuffle tab, we are going to use section stubs and section stubs dot shuffled. We are going to shuffle the outer array and then we are going to map. In this case, we are going to return the same section characters with the category and the characters, but we will shuffle this characters array. Okay, so basically we shuffle the outer array and also the inner array for each section. Okay, that's it. And now in here we need to implement number of sections in collection view. In this case, we need to return section stubs.count. And for the number of items in sections, we need to retrieve the associated section from the section stubs. And then we're going to access the characters for the particular section and return the count. Here, to retrieve the character, first we need to use section stubs and then retrieve the associated section from the expect section. And then we can just invoke the characters and retrieve it using the endExpect item. And in here, I want to show let's retrieve the section first. We can retrieve it from section stubs. Expect that section here. And we're going to change here. We're going to show the category name. Let's use string interpolation. And we can use section category. And we're going to show the number of characters in that particular category. Using section, the characters, the count. Okay. Let's do the same here. Let's copy this. In this case, we can just use the section. Okay, so now let's try to build and run it in the live preview. Nice. Now we have multiple section here. First, I want to make this header view to use uppercase. Nice. Now we have multiple section here, but let me set the header view to be uppercased. Here, I can just use uppercase. To handle the data diffing calculation and collection view updates, let's declare a new private method named updateCollectionView. It accepts two parameters, the old section items and the new section items. Both of the types are using the section characters array. We need to update the didSet property here, the property of server, to call this update collection view, passing the old value and the new value. In the body, declare two properties for sections to insert and sections to remove with type of index sets. Index set is a data type that accepts sets of unique integers. Then, declare two properties for index paths to insert and index paths to remove. Next, declare a constant named sectionDiff. Here we can inform difference method on new section items, passing the old section items. It will output the collection difference for the section character swap between old and the new array. For the hashing and equitable implementation, the section characters only use the category property, as you can see. So the diffing will not consider both of them as the diff will consider both of them as not equal only if the category is different. For the characters array in each section, we will handle the diffing separately later. Next, we need to loop the section diff using the for each. Here, this will be change enum. We can use the switch statement here, pattern may change. Okay. In case of delete, in case of remove, retrieve the in case of remove, retrieve the offset and ignore the other values. Let's insert this to sections to remove. And let's also handle for insertion, retrieve the offset and insert it to sections to insert. Okay, that covers the section updates. Next, we need to loop each section in the new array. Okay, that covers the section updates. Next, we need to loop each sections in the new array. We can use the half range close operator starting from 0 to new section items to count. New section items to count. Then we can invoke for each. It will pass the index. First, let's assign the new section character based on the index to a constant. Then we need to find the section index in the old section items array. let's use let's then we need to find the section index in the all section array. Then we need to find the related section index in the all section items array by using first index. Let's give a name of all section index, and then we're going to use all section items and first index of. We can pass the new section character. We found the related section character in the all array. We're going to assign to all section character, all section items. You can use the all section index here. Now, with both the old section character and the new section character, we can compare the array. Erase it. Now, with both the old section character and the new section character, we can compare both the characters array. Let's assign the result in a div constant. New section the characters difference from old section characters the characters. Okay. And now we can use for each on the div. Div will pass the change and can use switch on the change enum again. In case of removal, let's retrieve the offset. In this case, we can append it to index path to delete append. Let's initialize the index path using the item and section. For the item, we can pass the offset, and for the section, we can pass the old section index for remove. Let's also handle the insertion. In this case, we can use the index path to insert and initialize an index path with item offset and section with the new section with the index itself. Okay, now we'll get all the section. Now we get all the now with this we get all the index paths that needs to be inserted and removed. Finally, in here we can invoke the collection view, perform batch updates. Here, let's just invoke the collection view, delete sections, passing the sections to remove, and self collection view, remove, delete items, passing the index path to delete. Let's do the same for the insertion. We just need to change this to insert and make sure to pass sections to insert, and here index path to insert, and change this to insert items. In the completion closure, we just need to retrieve the supplementary views visible index path. Okay, let's just say header index paths, and then use soft collection view index path for visible supplementary element of kind, passing UI collection view element kind section header, and we can loop the index paths here. Let's retrieve the header view itself, and by invoking collection views, we need to use soft here, solve the collection view, Supplementary view for element kind should be header element kind section here and export. You can just force this to header view, and we need to copy here the method to update the character count. Now let's click on resume here. We need to press play here. Nice. As we can see, the shovel and data diving is working flawlessly. Nice. Look at that smooth animation, the transition between different multiple sections. Okay. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. Congratulations on following me so far. I hope this tutorial will help you to learn and implement Collection View into your project. I cannot wait to see all the amazing apps that you will build with the Collection View. The sky is the limit here. So until the next video, let's keep the lifelong learning goes on. Bye. Okay, so here after we set all the headers, we need to also invoke collection view layout, validate layout to make sure the headers are positioned correctly in the screen.